Reality Team TV. We're back.
Yes.
Finally onto the red chair, man.
Right.
Majesty, my brother.
Majesty.
Right.
What's good, man? How you doing today, my bro?
I'm doing awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm awesome right now.
Amazing. For the people who don't know, my brother Majesty, could you tell them a little bit about yourself and then we'll slowly go from there, yeah?
All right, so we're going to start with the government name. So the government name is Manuel Josiah Joshua Wooding, you know what I mean? AKA, also known as Majesty Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so get to know. If you don't know, well, now you know.
Mm-hmm. When I was doing a little bit of research, bro, yeah? I saw you go way back in terms of like music. You go way back. Like, am I right to say you like the type of music you used to make was like old school rap kind of music?
I mean, I did start making music when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I started with garage, and then it ended up transitioning to rap and then grime. So it was a mixture of grime, garage, and rap. So that's what I was doing at first, and now I can literally just say, yeah, I'm versatile. So whatever people hear from me, they probably heard old school rap from me. And at that time, I felt like where my mind was at, being like, let's say, when I actually started recording music, was around about when I was like 12 years old. So from then, I was just making rap music and grime music. Most of the influence was from hip hop artists, rappers, such as KRS-One, Tupac Shakur, Chuck D, you know what I mean? Scott LaRock, Melly Mel, man, Nas, Rakim, you know what I mean? Cool G Rap.
Yeah, Cool G Rap. Yeah.
Get Me Gangsta. That's the type of music I was into as well. But even before that, I was into Michael Jackson, Phil Collins, you know what I mean? U2, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And Shania Twain, all of them, Tracy Chapman. I was into that stuff in Sade. So it's like, I was always big on music and also African culture music, you know what I mean? Like the Congolese ones, you know what I mean? The Kofi Olomides, the Pepe Kales, you get me? And other African ones like
Fela Kuti,
you get me? Yeah. You get me? You got the Fali Apupa. So I like listening to different types, Tego, Calado, that his name? That's, my goodness, what? I'm messing up, my bad. But I like listening to like reggaeton and stuff like that. So
100%.
all kinds of mixture, because my parents are from Angola and Congo and whatnot. So we have that Afro-Latino side to us as well. And we like listening to music, just like stuff that sounds a bit like soca. We do listen to like Antiguan music and stuff like that.
Yeah. When did you start? When did you start becoming like curious of maybe attempting to make your own music?
Man, I wanted to make my own music since I was like probably around about 2 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Where did it come from? Did it come from like somebody within your family, or just by listening to different types of music? Like you're saying.
I've got a musical family background. My grandparents, they were in the church, singing in the choir and that, So, yeah, my grandma, especially my grandma, she had like so many mixtapes, that was on tapes and CDs, which was good, you know what I mean? And yeah, that there, I just knew, I had a musical background from there. Obviously, I didn't know my grandma was making music like that until I probably was a teenager. But yeah.
Going back, talking about just your journey and like through normal life, and obviously we're gonna keep on going around in different topics, yeah.
Right.
Like just talking about like your journey in general, bro. Like, how's your journey been up until this point? Like, how would you describe your journey through life?
And the journey through life has been like a paradox. You know what I mean? It's like you could be you, be kind. You know what I mean? Welcoming and whatnot. But there's people with different energies. You get me? Don't know what background they're coming from. You know what I mean? But when we meet, and it's just one of them ones where like the way my journey's been, it's been like a biblical journey for me. You know, it's like the Pilgrim Progress.
I like that.
Yeah, you know, it's like that. You know what I mean? I'm on my own journey, but whoever I encounter in that journey, you know, I don't know whether it's gonna last long or not, but it just happens. And I know that everything don't happen for no reason. It's not a coincidence. It's evidence that we were supposed to meet up and discuss whatever we were supposed to discuss in this lifetime, and then go about our business. So yeah. So my journey's been very intriguing and maybe a little bit unreal at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I'm still thankful and grateful that I'm still here. I'm still alive. Some people didn't make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, salute to the ones who didn't make it. You know what I mean? We know you are true soldiers and warriors for the Most High God. You know? Yeah.
For real, man. Talking about those who did not make it, yeah? What are your thoughts on death?
You know what? There's death in so many different dimensions. You know, when it comes to our physicality, you know what I mean? Obviously, yeah, you can obviously die in it and whatnot. So that's your body gone to sleep and your spirit coming out, the body stay alive, because your spirit always will stay alive. It's infinite. It's for eternity. But when it comes to like maybe your mental death, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you might be ruminating over old things and stuff like that, depending on what your background situation is like as well. Because everyone's mental health, and when we remember keyword mental health. So people's mental health, you know, it varies. You know, some days you're not having a good day. Some days you're having a bad day, and it's okay to have a bad day. It's not a problem. You know what I mean? But it's not okay to just be okay with certain things. You obviously have to work on certain things in your life, you know, your mental, your spiritual, your physical, you know what I mean? And I try my best to do that. But it's not easy. It's not easy when, especially if you don't have supportive people around you, it's definitely not easy. You know, and especially the men out here, you know, we are suffering mental health. You know, but we are suffering in silence. You know, now if we start expressing ourselves and whatnot, I think women are going to start looking at us like, oh shit, these guys are wild. Excuse my language, I said, you know what I mean? But yeah.
That's true, man.
No, it's funny you mentioned that, because we even talked about that on our last interview that we had about how men suffer with the mental health, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a good thing you mentioned that.
Yeah, nah, I was suffering mental health my damn self. I guess I still am, maybe. I don't know. I feel it's 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you guys see on social media, that's social media, innit? That's not, social media is not real. Yeah. Like social media is like you putting out your CV. You know what I mean? So your curriculum vitae is your social media page. Right. And you're there not even introducing, you're there projecting who you want to become. Or if that's really you, it's you. You know what I mean? So you're either giving people an imagination of them to think of you a certain way, you know what I mean? Because most of us, especially artists, that's why they call it artists, because it's art, right? That imitate life. So it's one of them ones where artists will want to give themselves like a superhero name and say, yeah, I'm Mighty Powers. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? That's my name. Call me that. And you know what? And some people are like, yeah, but what's your government name though? But you got to recognize this though. When we give ourselves these names, it's vibration. So when you're speaking my name, Majesty, you are giving me that vibration that I wanted in the first place. You know, because as you know what Majesty means is Most High, right? So that's the vibration you're transcending onto me. And then I have to give you that energy back with the responsibility that it comes with. You know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, you see with social media, I think, because sometimes I think about how how come certain people, you know, are still struggling to really like establish who they are? How come some people are, you know, like from all around the world are still struggling to work certain things out when we are in the information age, you know? And I feel like overall, I think the answer is too much information anywhere. It's like a lot of people now are operating on like on overload of information. Like, you know, when you know, for example, you know, when you go like online to research something and you end up getting so much information about that particular thing, and then you start getting overwhelmed because you've got so much information about one thing, and it's like now you don't even know what's right, what's wrong. So going back to humans, I think even though we live in the information age, I think there's a lot of us are taking in way too much information, and I think talking about mental health again, that shit is not good for some of us, man.
Yeah, I mean, mental health is like it's like one of those bars that you get from like like the game GTA, Grand Theft Auto, you know, and you got a life bar and whatnot. Well, that's what mental health is. It's like a bar for your mind, and it's like it could go low or it could go up, you know, depending how you're raising your vibration. You know, some people dampen your vibration as well, so you have to be very mindful of that and whatnot. So with the informations that we get in on social media, I'm telling you, sometimes it can really drain your spirit, you know, so you have to be very mindful of what you're taking in and also what you're putting out there as well. You know, and sometimes we're in the moment and we in our feelings, and then we get caught up, you know, and when we get caught up, that's fine, no problem, you know. But if you know deep down in your heart and your spirit that, you know, you feel weird about something, then maybe, and you feel like, you said something wrong, then, you know, maybe you have to correct that, in your own time anyway, you know. There's no shame in deleting your comments in the post as well. There's no shame in that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's like you must have said something where you have to take it back. So if you take it back, you know what I mean? God's watching anyway. Don't worry about what people are thinking, because people are always going to be judgmental regardless. And
I always say that to people.
And regardless of that, only God can judge you. You know what I mean? Like, trust me. I don't mind if you're doing the sexy red. I don't mind if you're doing, Meek Mill or whatnot, but or Diddy. But you know what I mean? Everyone, each to their own, innit? Each to their own.
Oh, a quick one, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you both see the video that came out yesterday of Diddy?
Yeah.
Do you think he's done? Do you think he's definitely done?
I see enough things.
You know what it is, bro?
Yeah.
Too many. It's like this. In relationships, there's always domestic violence anyway. Not every relationship,
but vast majority.
Vast majority of relationships, there's always domestic violence. But don't get twisted. You see, they always like to demonize men. You know what I mean? And you can't demonize men. You have to understand the character of a man. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much we can just take. We can't take everything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what other men says as well, because other men are. Some men did not grow up with fathers, by the way. Yeah. I grew up with a father, and my father told me, think before you speak. You get me? And I've got family members who told me that, for every action doesn't need a reaction. It doesn't mean that that's part of your character. Some people's character, they can endure so much, and then all of a sudden they explode like grenades.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
he's saying that Cassie maybe triggered them a couple of times of, like, obviously behind closed doors, and then maybe that day when you see, like, when the CCTV caught whatever Mama was doing to her, do you feel like maybe just that day Mama just had enough of what was going on, like, like I said, behind closed doors in what we did not see?
You know what? That's really that's their business, to be honest. I mean, I can't really speak on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my own opinions, but I wouldn't want to slander anybody and make people's feelings feel a certain way, because it's really not my business. Yeah. All I can say is that I'm a man, and I've gone through stuff like that myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where people do manipulative stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They smoke screen you, and they think they're getting away with it. You already know what's going on. But one thing is just that you're making sense of certain things. And of course, certain things can make you snap, as a man or a woman, you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where, yeah, people say self-control, but not every time everything is about self-control. Sometimes it's like, sometimes people need to get put in their place. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that with Cassie and Diddy situation, that's a situation that I don't know them personally. I can't speak on it. Me looking at Diddy and how I've seen him throughout the years,
It's a bit wild.
he is a wild character.
Yeah.
And he loves to live life. You know what I mean? He loves to live life to the fullest. I can see where he's got traits where he can be a bit manipulative, you know, and he can be a bit, he's flamboyant, isn't it? You know, in his own way. So, I don't know, you know, like, personally, we started hearing about Diddy ever since he had that issue with Tupac.
Yeah.
So
That was many years. How many years back?
and you know, Tupac was like a big influence in you know, he was an influencer in just the way his energy was and the way he spoke and how he's the you know, the thought process was.
Yeah, because he was an activist.
Yeah. So it's like stuff that'll come out of his mouth, you can tell when you know, you measure a man by his action and his words, like you can tell like he was speaking the truth because he said things with so much conviction. So it's like now you're analyzing Diddy's character after some man told you about something like years before he died. It's like you're looking at him and you're thinking, rah, you know what? Maybe Diddy is like this and like that. I don't know. You know, but at the same time, why are we not speaking about the cousins? And when I mean the cousins, I'm talking about, you know, the ones who are, you know, light-skinned chocolate. You know, what about those cousins, you know, the ones who are LGBTQ community, but they're still higher up in the hierarchies, you know what I mean? Telling man, go do this and do that, you get me? Trying to get leverage on man so that they can, you get me? If anything slips up, then they'll be like, yeah, you're the one to fall. You know, I don't know what happened behind the scenes between these people, but all I know is that this industry is very dark.
Yeah, there's more that goes on.
Yeah, there's more that goes on, and I would love to say what I want to say, but hey, listen, I ain't trying to get assassinated for some shit, you know what I mean? Is that real?
Yeah.
You know, yeah.